Welcome to episode 31 of the Webcomic Beacon Presents first issue.
I'm Marcus.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Fes. And this is DC Comics Presents Dead Man. Guess what he does?
He's dead!
He's dead!
Yeah.
Actually, what he does is quantum leap.
And I wanted him to fight Resurrection Man.
I wanted Sam to show up with the computer and start...
And what the hell is his name? Like Squiggy or whatever the fuck the stupid thing's
Ziggy.
name? Ziggy. There we go. I knew it would get it wrong, but I get close.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So this cover looks pretty cool, I have to say.
It is, dude.
It looks like he might be... Well, he's Dead Man. What do you expect with Dead Man? It looks like he might be chained in hell or something like that.
Yeah.
Except for the black background, but it's very, very cool lighting. Just kind of creepy cool.
Yeah, it gives you the good idea of like the sort of story you're probably going to get into, like kind of Tales from the Crypty. I do appreciate the little reference to what the fuck was the name of that thing? Not A Christmas Story. The thing with the ghost of Christmas Past and Ebenezer Scrooge.
Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol, there we go. Yeah, I like the kind of remind me of the ghost of Christmas Past, like flipping out, like, you ruined my life! So I'm like, ooh, what the fuck happened to this guy?
So this is Jacob Marley.
Yeah, I want to see what happened to this guy.
I was going to say Bob Marley, but I know that was wrong.
Oh, that's awesome. Bob Marley is that
A
dude.
very Jamaican Christmas.
Okay, now, we open up with some narration and a scene. The scene...
I'm glad there are scenes in this comic.
However, this is the one I really have a physics problem with this. For one, if you look at this slope. Now, he's in a motorcycle. Now, a free-falling person on a skateboard could make that jump. Easily make that jump. In fact, they'd overshoot that, let alone a motorcycle zooming at top speeds is going to probably fly right the fuck out of this junkyard. Also, at the end it's mentioned that he lands safely in the netting.
Where?
What netting? Where is this place? Maybe there's another ramp way over there
It's a G.I.
where he
Joe
would
netting.
normally end up, where the netting would be. But serious physics problems here. Anyway.
This is G.I. Joe style, man. If they tell you that there's parachutes. Now shut up and read.
So you want some news, do you? Here's your 5 seconds of fame.
Look, I can see their parachutes. They're okay.
I mean, even in the last panel, like the panel right after, there's no fucking netting there, yet the motorcycle lands and explodes on the ramp.
I do love the fact that it explodes. That I thought was like, this is a comic book universe, and in the superhero world, anything that might explode, in theory, like that we might expect or want it to explode, like in a video game, it will.
It reminds me of, you ever seen Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Yes, like anything Master Shake throws something down
on the ground, it
explodes.
explodes.
Yeah. I think he was Master Shake all along. That's going to be the twist in the third act.
I like it.
Alright, so we have, basically the narration is saying that, in this example, he's saying that he didn't die, or that this person didn't die, but I did it in his place, sort of thing. So you get that he was possessing
Well, he
this
was already
person.
dead.
Well,
Yeah, he's
See,
already
the
dead.
concept
He was possessing people.
Of
Well-
Dead Man.
we're not there yet.
Oh, I know.
We're getting to what the concept
I
of
was
Dead Man.
scared.
You're jumping ahead of the
We're
story.
running out of time.
We're running out of time.
You just want to tell the story.
So, Dead Man, as we find out, as in this was like a sort of flashback, and this was like another flashback.
They show us Dead Man. I think
which
that
is
stands for
farther.
death.
This is a farther flashback of where he was actually Boston Brand.
So that's what Destro's real name is.
He was a trapeze artist, and I think he probably, I don't know, for the purposes of this review, I'm going to say he worked in the same carnival that Dick Grayson did. Just because.
Who cares? He may as well. He should.
Dick Grayson replaced Dead Man, we'll say. So basically, he's this hotshot, sort of like, yeah, everyone's coming for me. Yeah, like everybody, give me the money, and it's like riding around, and it's like, I don't care what circus you're in, you are never gonna fucking afford a car like that if you're in a traveling circus. You are never, ever gonna be like that.
Keep in mind that...
Carnies do not own cars like that.
But keep in mind the DC universe seems to take place simultaneously in the present and the 30s. So this is the kind of shit they think could happen because they still assume that circuses are the #1 source of entertainment for people.
So, anyway, he gets shot because he's a dick and he dies. Mm-hmm. Now, brings us to this very cool cover, well, not cover shot, but the title page of him falling to the ground, splashing in this dark water, kind of flowing around and being, washing up on this shore with this woman sort of here. It's a fantastic title cover, title page.
Yeah.
And we find out that this woman
is George Carlin.
Well, basically, she's charging him to make your life better, so that you can your soul's not going to rest until you find an equilibrium within your soul. And there's all these silhouettes of people that you need to help with their lives on your way to becoming at peace with yourself.
So he's Sam Beckett.
Dr. Sam Beckett stepped into the quantum leap accelerator and vanished. He awoke to find himself trapped in the past, facing mirror images that were not his own, and driven by an unknown force to change history for the better.
Yes.
So there's this really very cool setup really going, and I was really starting to dig on this.
Yeah, it's very Quantum Leap. I like it.
Mm-hmm. I've always liked the character of Deadman. I like his concept.
Yeah.
So
then he meets up with this veteran that he needs to kind of help out, and that's his next assignment.
That's his next assignment.
And we spent a good amount of time actually learning about this veteran, which I thought was pretty interesting, just to kind of get a clue as to why Deadman needs to help this guy next.
I just reminded of the guy from Doonesbury.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
I don't think that. Well, it's not really a bad thing. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to be a comedic reference because I think this is what happened to him. And he's constantly has himself like wearing the helmet in the comic. Anyway, that's not DC.
That's random.
Yes. Anyway, so we go into this backstory of this soldier, the shit that happened, where he is now, and how basically he can't move on because he could have died, and it's not fair. That he saw all his friends die around him, and his psychiatrist is trying to tell him it's not fair to them that you're not living because you did survive. Don't make it in vain, sort of thing. So there's it's really heavy stuff.
Yeah, and you do start to understand that this guy does need some outside help besides the psychiatrist in order to help kind of move on past this moment in his life.
Right.
Because if you've ever had like a really traumatic thing happen to you, until you move past it, you literally are living in that second. And that's what's going on kind of with this dude, and that's why Deadman kind of needs to help him out.
Yeah, we got a bit of more narration here. He's not making the connection yet with this person. He has something he needs to do first, which he goes back. There's a sequence that happens where he goes back to the carnival and tries to touch base with the fortune teller from the carnival to basically give him a message. And he basically kind of like passes through a bunch of people.
Yeah, this serial possession scene is what I call it. It's really freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's a very nicely set up little scene, and it's told well through the art.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it would be, I would expect to be much more difficult to do with a comics medium as opposed to, cartoons, let's say. But it works out extremely well.
What was the message that he was trying to give, though?
Fuck me, please. I don't know.
No, it wasn't.
I haven't had sex in 40 years. I've been dead that long. Jesus Christ, nobody will fuck a dead guy.
You've read too much Catwoman.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he comes back and talks to this woman that she once knew. Actually, thinking about it again, I think he's basically trying to say that he's sorry.
Yeah.
And goodbye at the same time.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry for being such an asshole and got myself killed. I never got a chance to tell you that I'm not that dude.
So there's something stirring up here. Then we go through a few pages of different lives that he's touched, some people that he's been, and it's just that it's getting harder and harder for him just to keep on doing this.
I think it's hard for him to figure out what he's supposed to do.
Right. It was easier. Now it's more difficult to just... It's like, why am I even here? These people seem so hopeless. They don't really want help, sort of thing, versus the people that that need it, and they don't really know it, and then these are almost like people that maybe are actively rejecting it.
Yeah.
And so he comes back, he makes the connection with the soldier. Let me read the last bit of dialogue. Well, maybe I was never a good guy. Maybe I was never really big fish. But if there's one thing I do know from living other people's lives is that I've changed. I'm not scared of the shark anymore.
Yeah.
It's like
This
there's-
is such a spoiler.
That is a massive spoiler.
Shit.
It's literally the last
That is the
page.
last page, honey.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
That was a spoiler.
Yep.
That
Anyway.
was such a spoiler.
Jesus
Anyway, I could
Christ.
say, I could turn the page and, oh yeah.
Something awesome happens.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to read it.
This
too.
is this is interesting.
Yes.
I could say right now, this comic, after everything I've said, if you haven't figured it out, this one succeeds for me.
Okay. I call it a succeed. I'm actually an old fan of Dead Man. I do like the concept of Dead Man, and this is a very good introduction to the character. I have some... I'm not terribly thrilled with the art as a whole, but they do tell the story well, so it's a succeed.
Yep, and Asgado succeeds too. It's definitely the kind of thing that I ordinarily wouldn't read, but kind of getting this undead kind of Quantum Leap vibe is something I'm very interested in seeing continue.
And that was DC Universe Presents Dead Man, #1.